Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wa salatu salam ala khatim al-Nabiyyin amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, this is the second part to the series in understanding motivation, or to motivate yourself. Islamically, it is extremely important that you are a motivated individual, because with motivation you will be able to accomplish a lot. And life is short, and therefore you need to actually do all you can in this short time in order to amass as much good deeds as you possibly can. So it is important, first and foremost, to balance your time. If one balances their time, they're doing a great job, because balance is that meaning that if you're tired and the car is not balanced, it starts going like this. So it has to be balanced. So first and foremost, you have to balance your time. Every single thing for its right time and due time. If you're going to the computer, it's the right time. Come off of it, it's the right time. So you balance, you train, you discipline. Secondly, it is that you spend at least 1 hour for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'm just giving you some loose demarcation lines, meaning to say some kind of a guideline, some kind of a figure. So first and foremost, that you have to realize that 1 hour for the sake of Allah. People always go, oh, ya akhi, for the sake of Allah, ya akhi, for the sake of Allah. Well, what does that really mean? Can you really sit there for 1 hour and really try to worship Allah? Say subhanallah, say alhamdulillah, say la ilaha illallah, and soon you will get bored, because there's no communication between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even the ones who are praying and all this, they can't sit there for 1 hour. So that requires discipline. Or you can read the book of Allah, you can memorize, you can do so many things, but that discipline for 1 hour, you can make extra raka'at. How do you think Imam al-Shatibi actually used to pray so many raka'at? Some say that he used to pray 40 raka'at every single day, and then he used to write 35 pages out of his memory every single day. So, I mean, that's not, people say, oh, 40 extra raka'at? Yes, you can actually, if you time, you read short surahs, you will be able to at least get that. It's not a major feat that you can, but in this secular and this materialistic life that we live, oh my goodness, 40 rak'at, let alone even catching the 5 daily prayers, becomes a very heavy burden. So at least 1 hour for the sake of Allah. So if you really truly are sincere, leave 1 hour for the sake of Allah. Secondly, 1 hour for yourself. Like, how are you really dealing with yourself? You have to, if it's not 1 hour, you can make it half an hour, but at least make some kind of hisab. Make some kind of accountability for yourself. What did I do today? How did I fare? Who did I talk to? What did I do? Run your day through that. What have I really done? Is my, on the ledger sheet, is it that I'm on the plus or am I in the minus? Thirdly, that you leave some time for contemplation. You need to start thinking about things. Okay, what is it? Why is my life like this? Why do I need to be on the cell phone continuously? Why do I have to be on the internet continuously? Why do I have to be, sending messages continuously? Why do I have to just keep on checking this gadget continuously? Why? So you need to give some time for that kind of corrective contemplation. And then you need to give some time for contemplation about bigger things. How the great scholars used to see the mountains and contemplate the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So all of those things, you need time. And you give it some time, because you say, oh, how am I going to do it? What am I? You've never ever tried it. You've never ever given that expression. So just sit and think sometime. Be by yourself, because we're just always agitated. Something's always reacting. We are reacting against it. And so we get wound up and then broken down, and then we get up and we keep that cycle going continuously. And then leave also some time for your dunya, because the dunya is written for you anyway. Work hard, do the right things. And there's so many things now, and you can check the video where it says 6 points for the youth, and then what they need to do, or the upcoming generations that need to do. The 6 points, that's extremely important. I put in a lot of time in that, but as you can see, there's no Mercedes coming out, and there's nobody singing and dancing, and therefore the amount of people, it's not into the millions of hits. That's why. Because if a dog would, bite a chair or something, or, oh yeah, oh, Charlie bit me, I even watch that. So Charlie bit me, and then the 2 Saudi guys will come there, and then will do another one. Actually, they're even funnier than Charlie bit me. So 2 Saudi guys are sitting there, and one guy will put his finger in there and said, Charlie bit me, and that really hurt. So you will see that because we have done all of these things, you need to take a pen and paper and get ready and start writing and doing these things. Fifthly, you have to plan your day. And your day has to include your hereafter. And that's important from a standpoint of view of a Muslim. And from that angle and from that trajectory, that if somebody is really planning a day, you have to include your hereafter. What am I going to do to gain the hereafter? So everything is by intention. So as one of my beloved brothers, his name is Saleh, he was saying that you have intention for all of the good things. And if you don't do it, you still get rewarded by it. And that's true. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ إِمْرٍ مَّا نَوَى. All actions are according to intention, and you will get whatever you have intended. So plan your day, what you're going to do. And usually they say in the management circles, they'll say that plan your day the night before, that what are you going to do, and spend your time and organizing your day. But some people are so meticulous and they become so pedantic, almost study-like, that they plan almost every second, and that's too constrictive. And what you need to do is to plan your day in general. This is what I'm going to do, and try to actually do those days rather than becoming a robot, and try to put 80% of your energies in getting your 80% of worth out, you see. And sometimes this 80-20 principle, you put 20% to get 80% out, but put your 80% of your energies into things that are there, and that's what it really means. So plan your day that includes your hereafter. Helping a sick person, helping a student, going to the hospital to see somebody who might need just a friendly word, smiling, doing so many things that you can do. So plan your hereafter. Make sure that you do something for the hereafter. Nowadays you can sit at the comfort of your home and go on the net and donate something to some charity that might benefit orphans who are struggling in their lives. Sixth is that you dream a dream that drives you, that you get up every day, that drives you really. Some people dream that they want to enter a hockey team, NHL, or in Pakistan would be you want to become a test cricketer. So a dream that drives you and you work towards that, something that really drives you. You don't set a dream, oh, my dream is to get married. That may be a goal, but that's not a dream. Many people get married, but that's not a dream. Some of the marriages turn out to be nightmares. So you have to dream that one of your goals should be to get a good wife. As one of the people were saying, oh, brother, can you find me a wife? I said, yeah, okay, what are you looking in a wife? She must be white. I swear upon Allah, and I usually won't say that. It happened to me twice in 1 month, and I was so disgusted that it almost made me sick. Out of good manners, I just, let the brother, say, well, in a way that I have nothing to do with this, but in a nice way, I just had to get out of that. So a dream should be something that you are driven every day, that you think about it, that you go closer. You have to write it. If you don't write your dreams and your vision, you'll never ever achieve you. So something that really drives you. So that's why I always tell the brothers and sisters, go and take an aptitude test. Find out what you're good at. What are the things that make you excited? And what are your talents? Are you artistic? Are you linguistic? What is it with you that you can develop? So usually what we do is to develop something that is very that we're very poor at. So if you're a 2 out of 10, then if you put all your efforts in there, you might get to be a 4. But if something that you're good at, and you develop that, and you're an 8, you can get to a 9.5, 10, so you will supersede most of the people that you're around. So that is important here. Something that drives you, something that good. So go and take an aptitude test. There are many tests. Pay $100 or $200. Usually I say, oh no, this thing needs to be invested in, because so many people make blunders after blunders in their lives, and they really do things that they're not good at. An accountant who is miserable at his job, he's probably a much better public speaker, or driving a limousine, or any other thing than an accountant. But he had to become an accountant because he was pigeonholed into that. 7 is that you have to, in your day, you have to practice silence. If you want motivation, you need to actually be silent with yourself, because you will gain focus and concentration. There's a book called Listening Below the Noise by Annie Claire. And she said that thus we spent moments and hours and days and weeks and months and years of our precious life overworked, overbooked, overcommitted, and just wearing ourselves more and more into every fragmented day that there is. And in the process, our precious time are dulled, and we are deaf to life itself that is enveloping us, or that is around us, and we have become human doings rather than human beings. And that's a phrase that psychologists always use, human doings or human beings, that we literally become like just doing something. Oh yeah, do that. I have a checklist, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's good to organize the day, but not in that repetitious manner. So if you want to be repetitious, then you have to be sagacious also, meaning wise in putting things together, because a human being is not meant to be a robot. We are not computers that forever will stay on and then the CPU burns up or something like that. We need time to think, we need time to go forward. That is extremely important. Go to the masjid and pray. Sit there after the prayer. Don't talk after the salah. As soon as Salat al-Isha is there, oh, what happened? Start talking right away. As soon as the salah finishes, hold yourself, discipline yourself, silence yourself. And that's why it's extremely important, brothers and sisters, when you get to the masjid, please stop the chatter before Salat al-Jum'ah. It's continuously chatter. You should be actually praising Allah and being silent. Silence is extremely important, because silence is what gives you the depth. And people don't realize, they do all of these courses and stuff, they don't know the first thing to getting into greatness is to have silence in your day. So that is important. So you go to the masjid, you pray, and you be silent therein, and do make extra raka'at. Extremely important. And you think of your life in those silent moments. So you need to be in that silent moment so that you can live with yourself. That is important. So silence is a key ingredient to having motivation. Eighthly, that you have to throw out your television. You really have to throw out your television. Jerry Mander said in the 4 Arguments Against the Elimination of Television, he talked about about the nature of benign, because people keep saying, oh, the television is benign. Benign means it's harmless. But really it's malignant, because there may be some programs that may be of benefit. I am not going to the extreme and say every single thing is rubbish. There may be some programs that may be of benefit. But if you're targeted, if you are goal-oriented, how many people sit in front of their television with a notepad taking notes? Very few, if any. So if you really want to be targeted, yes, there could be some programs that you can learn from, or even enjoy, for example, watching lions and all of that, some kind of nature show. But at the same time, he said that it is not a benign instrument. It's like saying the TV is benign, meaning it can go either or. It's like saying, well, you have a handgun, so you can shoot with it, but at the same time you can also butter your toast. It doesn't work like that. So which side of the glass do you want to really live on? You want to live inside the glass, or do you want to live outside the glass? So if you want to motivate yourself, you have to live outside of the glass. And as I stated before, and so many things, and people always get fed up of when I start actually hitting the television, because it's addictive. And I blame it for some of my years that it is taken away, vanquished. Although, this is part and parcel of life growing up, watching the Jeffersons. And I think in those days, the television was much more decent, to say, at least in the waking hours. Meaning to say, before it became 12, it used to even shut off after the nightly news. That's what I remember. But, we made a conscious effort 14 years ago, myself, me and my wife, we made a conscious effort to say that we have to throw the television out. If we are going to have kids, there's no way we can raise them in front of the television constantly blaring. But unfortunately now other things are there, continuous computers. You go to the school, there's a computer, they go to, their friend has an iPod, this one touch, that. So it's all there. But the television itself, because it just has garbage programs, you can't even control it, that it's spewing out, and they have 1,000 channels, and then you have something called Netflix. Somebody was saying that you pay $8 a month and you watch all of the movies that you want to watch. Anything you want to watch, it's there. Therefore, Blockbuster, that used to rent their movies for $7 a new release, 7 or 6 or whatever it was, they totally went out of business because Netflix came and just gave for $8 as many movies as you want. So just entertain yourselves until you drive yourself into the ground. So if you want motivation, you need to get out of there, because it puts you in a passive receptive mode and makes you dull and lazy, and there's no way that you can be motivated if the television is in front of you. This was the 8th point, brothers and sisters. Inshallah, in the next segment, we will be dealing with the other points. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.